Lily Rose.
Lily, how the heck are you?
Good, dude. How you doing?
I'm doing really good. You know, after we had spent an hour or so talking at my house, and it's up on a Bobbycast, I came in. I was telling these guys just like how easy you were to talk to, how cool you were. I think they thought you and I went on a first date or something. It was just all. I was like, she's so cool.
I love that.
And so, you know, we had talked about you coming up here, and you're on the road now with Sam, right?
Yeah.
What are those shows like? How receptive is his audience to you?
It's been awesome. You know, it's sometimes a little early in the night. So first of three, you kind of are expecting to play to an empty crowd, and they're getting there early and they're engaged. You know, we only have Villain really as a hit. We've got that new song with Diplo. So for us to not have this plethora of hits for them, like Nate Smith is just crushing. They feel like they're engaged. It feels good. They're
like
showing
you.
up to the meet and greet line. Like we go out and grind it out at merch every night, and people are lining up and saying, you know, hey, I've never heard of you before, but it feels good. And
Well, you play a little bit of Villain, just like a verse and a chorus, because I want people to hear this. Villain is a song that kind of popped for her, that really made it to where you are here today, right?
Yeah.
And then how quick was that? Like you posted it, then how quick until people were like, dang, this is huge, and people started reaching out to you?
It was like 0 to 1,000. We went 13 million views in 1 week on TikTok.
In a week?
Yeah, across 3 videos. It was wild.
So you grew up in Georgia?
Yep.
Yeah, what's your hometown like?
It's on the outskirts of Atlanta, so still in the perimeter essentially. Felt like I grew up in the city. We had a train station in our backyard, so.
I never was on a train until like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Blew my mind. You
Yeah,
could
man.
take a train to a different city in America.
Like
That's
Amtrak?
wild.
Yeah, like Amtrak, yeah.
That's wild. We had like MARTA, so like you could go down to the Braves game or whatever.
Even
just hop
that,
on the
though,
train.
that's crazy,
It was
too.
so dope. It was great.
Yeah, that would
But-
be, if in your like suburb, the train came to that edge and you could go into the city.
Yeah.
What is happening? This is awesome.
Yeah.
I'm just now learning about some of the beauties of like public transportation. I
Yeah.
grew up in a town of 700 in Arkansas. We had no public transportation, and I was up in the Northeast. We went to stay in New Hampshire for a couple days. Never even been there. We're going on an adventure.
Yeah, man.
We took a train to New Hampshire to Maine and just sat there and chilled.
Oh yeah, and you know Elon's building all of those like rapid trains.
I think you just make
underneath,
stuff
and
up.
You do?
Yeah, at this point, I think you're just
That's
making
fair.
stuff up.
Yeah.
But we had a train in my hometown, but it carried lumber. 'Cause I lived in a mill town.
Yeah.
And so that's what we were known for. Mountain Pine was known for Weyerhaeuser, the mill. And the name of your town is what?
Dunwoody, Georgia. It's like right on. If you know, you look at Atlanta, it looks like a clock, like right at 12 o'clock.
Anybody famous from your town?
Ryan Seacrest went to Dunwoody High School, and
Never heard of him.
I know, right? He grew up in my neighborhood, and
Did you know his family at all?
no. So, well, I've met them now through Seacrest Studios and everything. The kindest humans, but. His parents sold their house when I was like 4 years old, and the family that moved in was one of my best friends in the neighborhood. So I grew up in Ryan, like hanging out in Ryan's childhood bedroom. He wasn't there anymore. It was a weird thing.
That's super cool. And
Yeah.
when did you move to Nashville?
2017. I was in Athens, Georgia for about 5 years, where UGA is, and figuring out the artist stuff there, and kind of put my Broadway years in there, playing all the bars and
In Athens?
yeah, in Athens and touring out of there. And we were touring like 80 to 100 dates a year. Had a band with me. My brother was playing with me and everything. And finally it was just kind of like, hey, we can run in circles and do this till I'm 30, or we can go chase this thing down.
So why Nashville and why right then? Because there has to be something that triggers either a really low or really high. Like you're either just so tired or you're just so happy. What made you move here? What was that moment?
Yeah, you know, I always really looked up to, it's so funny, I haven't even spoken on this. I used to really look up to Meghan Trainor of like her ability to live back in the day, lived in Nashville, wrote country songs, but followed her pop career. And I didn't really think that I had a huge space for myself in country music sonically. Also, I had never co-written before, so I didn't even know what I wanted to do as an artist. And then Sam actually came out with that Between the Pines mixtape on SoundCloud in like 2013, and I heard all of that, and I was like, oh, I can do country music.
It's funny that sonically, she's like, I didn't know if I fit, but
Yeah.
when she performs, like you are the current country music sound.
Yeah, it's really funny. Like when you go back, I have demos from like 2013, 2014 of old songs, and I still have that. I still enunciate the same way. I still say my vowels the same way. I'm from Georgia, so I've got the southern twang just from the city, so nothing's changed. I'm just finally putting out country music.
So when you move here, how hard is it for a songwriter and an artist that really doesn't have any big connection here? Like, what do you do when you get to Nashville?
Oh, it feels impossible. Like, I remember it was the spring of 2017, so we must have been watching the ACMs, and I was at home, and my dad looked at me and gave me a pretty harsh reality, and he was like, hey, I'm going to tell you this because I love you and I trust you and I believe in you, but you're not going to go up there and turn into Maren Morris in a year. And I remember looking at him being like, you don't even know, you're wrong, like, I feel undeniable, all this stuff. And you move up here and then you look around and you see all these people with connections and friendships and social circles, and you're like, oh boy, this is it's pretty, even though it's a small city, it's a big pond.
And a lot of room to develop in a lot of places because, again, these social circles were created by people moving here and developing them.
Yep.
Their talents. And I've been in places before and I'm just like, man, everybody's so much better than I am at these certain things. But then you realize they've been there doing it longer, and eventually people are going to think that way about you.
Yep.
And so there's a lot of developing to do. So you move here. Did you feel like you were, because a lot of people have a confidence shift when they get here, meaning I'm real good, and they get around other people that are real good, and they're like, I'm average.
Yeah, I think I'm still figuring out this line of being really confident in what I do and who I am, and having a tenacity about me, but also fist fighting imposter syndrome every day, and I feel like all of us do that. And, some of us just don't sing like Shay Mooney or Carrie Underwood, and we've got to find our thing. And I think I found it, but kind of telling myself, hey, you just have to figure out what you're good at and chase the positives.
I think only like 2 people sing like Shay and Carrie.
Yeah.
Which is Shay and Carrie.
Yeah.
Them.
Yeah.
But it's kind of the scary expectation, especially when you've got people coming off of, singing shows where their voices are just absurd. And
But what's crazy for us, and I hate to interrupt you, what's crazy for us
No.
is you sing so good.
Well, thanks.
Like to hear you go, I hear we're all these great singers, and you just played villain, and we're all like, God dang,
So
man,
good.
she's really a good singer. That would make me, if I just moved to town here, you say that, I'd be like, I'm never going to make it. Because I hear you say that.
Hey, I mean, it's just this awful
It's a
trickle
cycle.
down thing
Yeah,
that
it's
we
a
live
cycle.
in right now. So,
But, you mentioned Maren, and Maren once felt that way about other people. I mean, she talks about watching the award shows from the bar, and then the next year she's like there at the award show.
Yep.
And Lainey Wilson even, she said at one point, like, she focused her career on, like, trying to prove people wrong, and then she shifted to, like, hey, I actually want to all those that believed in me, I want to prove them right.
Yeah.
And so, like,
Yeah.
with what's going on with your dad and the update on that, I mean, the reality of that, are you trying to prove...
Dad, you're wrong now, and you're
wrong,
stupid.
but is
let
there
me-
anybody you're trying to prove wrong, or are you trying to just prove yourself right?
yeah, first of all, let me just say so it's not misconstrued. My mom and dad and brother, and my wife are the 4 biggest supporters in my life. Always have been, especially my dad. He would drive.
We don't think anything bad about your dad.
No,
by the way.
no,
We're
I
just
didn't-
totally
I just want to
kidding.
make
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. He comes in and
you
whoops
guys
you.
have a couple people that listen to this, so I just
Beats
wanna
me
make
up
sure.
on the air.
But,
We're joking, yeah.
For sure. But no, I think I'm honestly still navigating that. I have a really hard time not having the chip on my shoulder thing because it fuels a ton of fire underneath me. But I try to give my energy to those who believe in me while grinding it out when no one's watching for those that don't.
Yeah, the energy thing, there's only so much.
Yeah.
There's only so much energy to give out. I used to try to prove everybody wrong all the time. And now I've proved all those people that said I was wrong. I proved them right. And they were, they were right. I am an idiot. Lily Rose is here. Okay, a couple things I wanted to mention. One, you used to referee games, basketball games.
Yeah.
I bring this up because Eddie is a coach of 9-year-olds.
That's right.
Come on.
And he yells at the ref and gets a little out of control.
I did it one time and I got yelled at. They told me one more time they're going to kick me out of the game, and I shut my mouth.
All right, hey.
I sat down.
You ever kicked anyone out of a game?
Oh, so many people. Are you kidding me?
What level did you ref? What age group?
I went all the way up to high school varsity.
You reffed high school games?
Yeah,
That's
dude.
legit. That people were mad at you.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like, super intense, packed gyms. And I actually kind of got to a crossroads in my life where I was getting invited to, like, NCAA D1 camps and an NBA camp to see if they wanted to pluck me and do that. And it was the spring of 2017. And I was like, I got to stick with my plan and move to Nashville. And a lot of my friends are in the NBA right now, but it's fun because we get to trade tickets. So I think I chose the right thing, but yeah, I loved it. There's no adrenaline rush than like a block charge or throwing somebody out of a game. Nothing on stage, sold out crowd, doesn't touch it.
When you were reffing, were you demonstrative with your calls? If it was a big, intense charge, would you, big hands on the hip? Like, what kind of ref were you? The one that wanted to be seen or the one that wanted to kind of just be the ref?
I'm a rule follower, so I always really enjoyed the justice part of black and white. This is the rule.
Basketball prison, you're in it.
Basketball prison, you're in it. But now you kind of learn as you go, like when you move up the ranks a little bit, that the swaggier you are, you don't always have to be the biggest call. You just got to be right.
That's so cool that she was a ref.
Amazing.
Did you ever fear for your life?
I know, because
like
people get
walking
crazy.
your car?
Yeah.
Or...
I had to have at high school games, especially the rivalry ones. And I wasn't in like the best area of Georgia when I was officiating these, that I truly had to have like security or police escort me out.
Because people
Every
were
night.
upset with you for just doing your job.
Yeah, or just like my partners that were usually like, it was very rare 2 females would be on a game together. So I'd have my 2 guy partners walk me out to my car. They're wild. Wild.
Especially about youth sports. Eddie, do you hear this?
Oh, yeah, but I'm the coach, guys. Like, the parents are the ones that are crazy, though, right?
You are on it, dude.
The
Like,
coaches
it is
aren't.
awful.
The coaches aren't bad.
No. And so many of us, just to make an extra buck here and there, especially in the summers, we'd go do like youth games, or you do the 40-year-old men's rec league. They're the worst. They are the worst.
Why are they the worst?
Because they still all think that they're playing in high school. None of them could play in college. And they're sitting there, they're like trying to dunk. It's not happening. They're frustrated with themselves. They're like 2 for 13 from the 3. It's
I feel
bad.
so insulted for some reason. Even though she's not talking about me, I still feel insulted right now. This is Lily Rose. She's such a great songwriter and artist. You got on the project with Diplo.
Yeah.
So talk about that. How did you and Diplo become friends?
Yeah, kind of cool. We call Diplo like Big Loud's cousin. I'm at Big Loud Records here in Nashville, and he had that huge song with Morgan, Heartless, and has always just been a champion for country music. He comes from Mississippi and Florida. That's where he grew up. And Seth England, our CEO, one day was like, "Hey, I want you to put your vocal on this song. We're gonna send it to Diplo." And I was like, "Yeah, that's cool." Didn't really hear anything back for 8 or 9 months, and then Diplo came and DJ'd our Christmas party at Big Loud. That following year, we all went to the Titans game, and we all hung out. And I mean, almost a whole year after that is when he sent back the mix of Sad in the Summer, that first mix with my vocal on it. It's like this Dua Lipa disco track. It was awesome.
Just randomly after a year?
Yeah, I think he was ready to do Thomas Wesley too, which we kind of all knew. It had to hold out patience for that, but
did you know it was coming?
I was hopeful.
Yeah.
But I mean, the DJ world, so I've gotten to do so many cool things like The Voice, Good Morning America. We're doing other Stagecoach with Diplo, and the DJ world is wild. We're the most type A genre across the board of just like all of our artists for the most part. You're supposed to be here on time. You do this. This is your plan for next week. This is your plan for 9 months from now. The DJs, they're like going from Ibiza to LA to Vegas, all in 72 hours.
On your TikTok feed, what does the algorithm give you mostly? I say that because Eddie gets a bunch of dancing sorority girls.
Oh.
And he's like, I don't
One
even
time.
look at these. But now all it does is feed me. And we're like, okay, buddy.
Yeah, for sure, bud.
What do you get?
It's a lot of cats. I have a cat at home, so I love cats and cooking. And then I just feel like it's the run of the mill, like what would be Vine energy. I just get funny videos.
Quick funny stuff.
Nothing crazy, no.
I get 90s wrestling. Is that funny, Lily?
Yeah.
Okay, good. It is funny. I get 90s wrestling. I get golf. I get a lot of sports.
No dancing girls?
You want to roll through just like 5 algorithm
Yeah,
videos
do
and see
it.
what,
Oh,
see
yeah.
what comes up? This is a fun bit that could get me in a lot of trouble. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Because here we go.
I'm excited.
Algorithm time. And here we go. Number 1, Morgan Evans. This is my For You page. This is not my following page, but I do follow Morgan. A song from Morgan Evans. Next up. Tim Duncan, Why You Never Trash Talk in the NBA. Tim Duncan enforcing
Okay,
other people.
that's a good one.
Next one.
I was always a he-man.
90s wrestling.
On par.
90s wrestling. That's 3. Number 4 is a commercial. So I'm going to skip through that just so you guys see I'm not getting off anything. Number 4, former Auburn cheerleader plotted with her side piece to kill her husband in the Bahamas.
Ooh, I
So
heard
it's like a
that.
Barstool Sports, but drama.
Yeah.
That's 4. And then 5 is
Well,
Pee Wee Herman.
Kathy.
R.I.P.
Rest in peace, Pee Wee Herman.
Wow.
Number 6, though, if we're doing one more, is
I would just quit at 5, man.
you would?
Yeah, I would.
Well, now I need to know.
no, aliens.
Oh, no.
I was gonna say what Ocean Gate's next. Like, come on, man.
Aliens. They do get some alien stuff.
I get a ton of Barstool.
Yeah.
Yeah, ton.
Sports fan, though, right?
Huge.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
So, Amy, what do you get on yours?
Oh
You know
my
what? I
gosh.
looked to tag you on TikTok and you were not there.
That is my daughter. Listen.
You're not on. There's no check mark.
No. What? I am. Did
I looked for you.
There's
I
no
looked for
check.
Radio Amy. There's nothing. You want to know who has a lot of TikTok followers?
No, it's
Lily?
because look, because I'm Amy Brown. Here I am. But then one day my daughter got on and changed it to Stashira, like my handle at Stashira.
Like with the blue check mark and everything.
Right. She's 16.
That's messed up.
Yeah. So then I had to like turn something in for TikTok for work, and I go and I see and I go, Stashira, why would you put your name? She was like, oh, I don't know. She just wanted to make some videos. And so then I said, you need to add me back. So she added me back as Amy_Brown43.
I thought that was a fake account.
No, that is me.
Trying to tag you.
But yeah, so if we go to my about, it's going to be whatever she likes to watch.
Oh, okay. Well,
So,
that's me.
She likes to watch you.
it's literally the raging idiot.
That's me. Thank you.
That's funny.
Lily, how many followers do you have on TikTok? Do you know?
I think like just over 9.
Nine what?
900,000.
Got it.
It's really wild. When I first got on TikTok, the first video I posted was like, hey, if I break 50 followers, I'll release the rest of this demo. Got like 32 followers that day. Still released the demo. I was like, whatever.
She's like, yeah, screw it. I'm going to
Yeah,
listen to it anyway.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an L for me.
Love the honesty.
And we ended up getting up to 850,000 in like 6 weeks. And so it was a huge jump.
Whenever you blow up, wherever it is, if it's Instagram, if it's TikTok, if it's on the side of the road, all of a sudden you're working tirelessly, and then something happens, and then everybody's like, we got to have you. And you're like, well, I've been here for a long time. And
Yeah.
what was that moment for you? Was it when you put Villain out, and then how quickly did people start to go, we got to have you?
Oh yeah, it was Villain for sure. I had one person that bit at another demo before that. Her name's Rakaya Marshall. And she was a publisher in town at BMG at the time, and asked me to come over and hang out and listen through songs. And we listened through songs, and Villain was on that list with a couple of others. And she was just kind of like, hey, I don't know if the music's there yet, but I really love your voice and I want to keep in touch, and kind of lit a fire under me to be like, well, it looks like I'm going to post everything that I have because I have nothing to lose. And when Villain went viral and everyone came calling, I definitely only picked up the phone for the one person that took the bait early.
The person who believed in you.
She is my champion. Yeah, I wouldn't be here without her.
When you are putting out music, what was your job to make money while you were trying to create a career?
Oh my gosh. I've had so many, but when Villain popped off, I was working at a country club here in town, and I was delivering groceries on Instacart.
What was the country? And two questions now. The country club, what were you doing there?
I worked in the tennis center. Not a tennis player, but just anything I could do. And I worked in the tennis center. I was there like booking courts for the country club members and
Did you ever see anybody famous and be
pouring
like,
wine.
listen to this?
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
Mr. Urban.
Like
Yeah.
they drink wine while they play tennis?
No, there was lots of wine after tennis though.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is that a sport you'd like though, Amy?
Oh.
Wine and tennis, that's fun, same time. And then you Instacart. Sometimes I'll use Instacart
Yeah.
and I'll say I would like a chocolate chip granola bar specifically.
Sure.
And then they'll come back and all of a sudden they bring me a pack of Big League Chew and just act like that's what they were supposed to get.
Yeah.
What do? You get there and you just go, it's the closest thing, screw it, throw it in the bag?
Not for me. Again, rule follower. So I wanted to make sure everything was right and try to communicate with the customers. But yeah, I enjoyed that job compared to like working at the mall and refereeing 9-year-old basketball games. I liked that one.
The Instacart. I would also probably skim a little. If I were an Uber Eats driver, I'd probably skim a few fries every time.
How
if
can
it was
you skim
open.
groceries?
I don't know, but I
Take
would.
an
Grapes,
apple.
grapes maybe.
A bite of an apple. Can
There
you
you go.
imagine?
Bobby's the reason they've got those stickers on the delivery on the food.
That's
so
right.
no
I
one's-
love that. My point with this is Lily knew what she wanted to do, but she also knew that she had to grind even to get to a place to have a shot to do what she wanted to do. And I think that's really admirable.
Thank
And
you.
the fact that you've hung in and just, again, you're so good and you still had to strategically grind it out.
Yeah.
Which is two different things in one. So what are you going to play for us here? I know you guys have your guitars, you and Kevin here. Kevin, how are you, buddy?
I'm good, man.
I asked Kevin earlier, I said, hey, man, we ever met? He's like, I don't know, I think so. And he's like, yeah, we have. I just don't want to say that. But it was, how many years ago, Kevin?
It had to be, 23, so 4,
4 or 5 years ago. And where did we meet?
backstage somewhere.
And how quick probably was our interaction?
Oh, it's super quick.
See,
It was just, I
Doesn't
was
count.
just this guitar player. He didn't care.
but I remember being like, you're not just a guitar player.
No,
you're a
no,
person.
I'm kidding.
And you're amazing. Remember that whole speech I gave you?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you.
His name's
You're-
Kevin
you're-
Smith. You can forget him sometimes.
Yeah, that's what it was. You're the reason I'm still here.
Well, Kevin, I just want to say that you're very unforgettable to me.
Thank you.
Yes. Lily Rose is here.
He's you've told me about him before.
A lot. I used to come in every day and be like, has anybody seen Kevin? And I would go, Kevin! You know, when you said the title of that song, I was like, 2 flowers. What am I not getting here?
Yeah.
Because Lily is her name. Her last name's Rose.
Yeah.
Did you guys get that the whole time?
Yeah, I know. Not till she started singing.
Yeah.
And then it hit me. I was like, oh, 2 flowers, Lily and Rose.
Yeah, my parents had the same situation. They did not realize it was 2 flowers until like 3 weeks after I was born. And they were like,
that's funny.
yeah, because it's my middle name. My last name's Williamson, but like Lily Rose.
Yeah, look at you. The song's awesome.
Hey, thanks.
Yeah, that's really good.
Appreciate it.
We're doing a show together, right?
Yeah, in
Okay.
November, I think.
Yes, cool. I just want to make sure.
Yeah,
I
'cause
know
Kevin's
we are.
not coming. Kevin's not invited.
I didn't know if she knew yet, or if she was.
She knows.
Okay, we're good.
Yeah, dude.
Okay,
I mean,
so-
that was in my inbox before I pulled out of your driveway after the Bobby cast, so I appreciate that.
I never want to say something that. I never want to be vague and generic. Even the first time that we met, I told Lily, I said, "Hey, I'm a fan. Come up and do the show, do the podcast." And it was at the ACMs. There were 10,000 people around, and people just throw out stuff like that. Well, let's go to dinner. Let's do an interview. But I told Lily that, and then I thought when I was leaving, I was like, I bet she thinks I'm full of crap. But I didn't say that to anybody else that night, only her. And so then we messaged her. She came to the Bobbycast, and I was like, be honest, did you think that I was full of crap? She goes, no, I didn't think you're full of crap because I don't think you're full of crap. And so then she was leaving. I said, hey, why don't you come do a show in November with me in Louisville? Because it's not a far drive. Make some good money. My audience will love you. And then I thought, we'll see if she really believes me. But then, I sent it out immediately.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Dude, I've been listening to you for too long to know that you say things that you don't mean, so.
Yeah, I may be wrong, but I mean them. Right? So I say
good.
things sometimes that are wrong, but I definitely mean them.
100%.
So a couple things. One, follow Lily on TikTok, Lily Rose Music Official. You have new music coming out?
Yeah.
You working on it?
Yeah, we
When's
have-
that song come out?
I don't know. We just finished it. I'm working with Paul DiGiovanni right now, and we just finished it, and we've got a lot of music in the tank, so hopefully soon.
Out with Sam, then with Shania.
Yeah.
Which is super cool. And then in Louisville in November with your boy.
With
That's
your
the
boy.
big one.
That's the big one. Sam Hunt, Shania, whatever. Let's go and do a theater in Louisville, baby. Lily Rose will be doing that show with me, my comedically inspirational show. Lily, you're a real treat. I really enjoy you as a person and love you
Thanks,
as an
man.
artist. And Kevin, how about you?
How about him?
Way to strum some strings, Kev.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Yeah. There she is, Lily Rose, and that's it. Go see her. And when you get new music out, let's talk about it again.
Come on.
All right,
Can't
cool.
wait.
All right,
Thanks
there
for
she is.
having me
Lily
on.
Rose, everybody.
Thank you, guys.